A major factor determining the performance and safety of a road is the pavement surface and how it interacts with a vehicle. The Texas Department of Transportation, working with researchers at the Center for Transportation Research, evaluated recent data to connect a link between texture and the friction resistance value, or skid number, on a road surface.
And skid changes with time, right? Pavements degrade or deteriorate over time. And for some of our surface treatments, they only have a service life of, say, 7 years. So we don't really have sufficient skid data to effectively manage the network.
So one of the outcomes of this project was a series of models to predict skid number based on texture. However, what was most important is to identify sections that are of low texture or low skid, which then the department can take immediate action to minimize the potential for wet surface crashes.
Measuring skid number can be expensive. This research looks to decrease that cost to taxpayers while maintaining quality results and having the ability to cover the vast statewide road system.
This very, very large amount of data, it's almost impossible to handle in a supervised manner. So that's what we use unsupervised techniques, in which we feed the texture data and we also feed the images with flashing and non-flashing, and then through machine learning, there is an algorithm that the computer uses to train, and the outcome of the training is a model to predict flashing based on texture.
The data that we have in our pavement management system in PA, the texture data as well as the skid data, and I believe the wet weather accident data, we provided this to the researchers. So it was really sort of a desktop study where they did statistical analyses and ran artificial intelligence models on the data to sort of analyze the relationship between texture and skid. Both hardware and software components were provided to TxDOT, and we're using these to do some in-house studies to essentially refine the procedures. We definitely see a potential for this moving forward.
There's an in-house implementation process happening to further evaluate the research. But like many projects originating at TxDOT, it has the potential to impact roadways, not only here, but across the nation.
It seems that the collection of texture is not only big in Texas. Many states are now start to collect texture. And again, traditionally, and what everybody use or everybody tried to use texture is to predict skid. What is very unique to TxDOT is now we find that because it's so dense, we have so much information, it can be used for many other applications. So I have no doubt that if TxDOT decides to implement this type of information really will be very beneficial for all districts when they develop the 4-year pavement management plan.
You may have heard of TxDOT's End the Streak initiative, which is a goal to reduce in half the number of road-related fatalities in Texas by 2035, I believe. So by actually using this new technology and looking at skid from a different point of view, I think is a sort of an initiative that we've taken to hopefully achieve this goal, to end the streak.
For more information and to find the publication for this project, please visit the TxDOT Research Library at the link shown below.